I was talking about smartphones, and there were a lot of speakers about digitalization. There has been more smartphones, and people use it all the time, but it also has a big influence on our behavior. Sometimes in a negative way. Do you think maybe we need an ethical code for that, because we have that in journalism to publish things on? But do you think we need an ethical code for using smartphones? When can we put something on social media, or when is it allowed or not?
Yes, I think you can certainly we have code of ethics for journalism. Do we need code of ethics for social media? Yes, we do, and I think we have our private code of ethics because this is individual. We are not part of the union of journalists or editorial. We don't have any kind of colleagues or a workspace or a boss or anything. We are just our own bosses. So I have to decide what I put online, and then because I know there are suggestions of code of ethics for social media that you can read online, but these are also just made by some individuals who suggest them. They are not laws or rules broadly accepted, but I think the private code of ethics is that maybe in many among many people, we think that you should ask people before you put their image online or pictures or something about them. That has become quite common, and people talk about these things, but not everyone. Some people just post images regardless, so it's very different, and also how private people want to be about their, as you said earlier, the subjective level and how much they want to open up. That's individual, and if you want to write bad things about, but of course Facebook also regulates to a way. And I think also it's lots of focus about this now in schools, at least in the Nordic region. We learn kids.
I wanted to ask you, do you think educating the kids is a good idea, or media?
Yes, I think to some degree we call it, we have a Norwegian name for it, called nettvett. That's called like you are internet smartness, that you're supposed to be smart when you use your phone, and the kids learn about this at school, and it's important, and it can solve some problems, but I think not every problem, because as you see that using mobile phones is part of our daily life. It's not that different between offline and online. So if you are a bully in the schoolyard, then you will bully also on your smartphone and use whatever tools you have if you want to make jokes about others, or if you want to be a bully. But the problem of smartphones is also that they are can be sort of addictive, or if not addictive, they interfere with our focus, and they make it hard to concentrate, and they disturb our lives they make all these distractions, and I think that may change and make it harder to be focused and to be, for example, reading books, studying, be human being, be present in conversations, and all these things. So it's very important that I think also the government should think of ways to regulate not how we use it. They should not put rules that you should only be on your smartphone 3 hours a day. That's what the parents try to say to their kids, you know. But I think regulation should be put on the companies, the tech companies, because some of the things they do for the purpose of making us addicted. They know what triggers our brains. They know that we get some kind of high from feedback. They know what colors. The red color, now you have a message, and so they try to make us, you can call it addicted, or at least they want to make us hooked on their platform. And I think, at least coming from a Nordic system where we regulated the radio television, we only had one television channel until
for the whole family.
Yes, for the whole family, of course, one television channel. That was until 1987, so that's quite long before. And then we had the second Norwegian national channel in '92. So then we had two official, but before that it was local channels and also satellites from the 80s.
Kind of the same as in Belgium.
Okay, so we used to have one television channel for the whole family, but it was strongly regulated, and even in the first age of television, it was only aired television maybe 2 days a week, and it was TV-free days because they didn't want us to be addicted to television, and they did not have children's television. For example, on Mondays and Sundays, because children should not be sitting indoors watching, even though children's television was only half an hour every day. So you couldn't possibly be addicted. You couldn't possibly be hurt from it because you had so many hours spending outdoors, doing sports, seeing your friends. So they were worried, sick about these short airings. And now we have 24 hours a day. You could be watching children's television, being online, playing games without regulations. And so it's totally different childhood. And of course, more responsibility is put on the parents. But I think this is not a problem so much for the kids alone. It's for the entire population. It's also for grown-ups, people who work, people who study. It's something we need to have our private media policy. We need to find rules, and there's a big a trend of digital detox, where people try to get away from their smartphones, find strategies to put them away, go on vacation without doing stuff. So it's really a reaction where we need to have some free time without the phones. So this is something that's really the most, I think, urgent problem now in the media. It is how to solve this problem, because it's put on all the individuals, and this means that if you are a person with high education, high resource, or many resources, like lots of money, and you can have the luxury of going away on a detox holiday, and therapists and this and that, then you can solve the problem. But people who are poor and don't have all the resources, they are maybe suffering more from the phone problem. But they also maybe find more comfort in the phone as their friend, because I think there's lots of good things about it. Of course, the phone is helping us and making life simpler in all sorts of ways. So we would not trace it, and that's kind of the trap. The problem is that it's so good that we don't want to get rid of it, or we just want to regulate. We don't want them to be as addictive as they are, and to make us, because all the services, the online services, try to make us spend more time on their platform. And really we shouldn't. We should spend less time on their platform and do more things that we want to choose ourselves. So taking back, So this is something that we will see maybe something happening in the next years or so, but it's difficult.
Yeah, because where it actually kind of all started was on Facebook. We are these days so addicted to Facebook, and even our news, a lot of people get it from Facebook, and then Mark Zuckerberg is commenting on it. So he says it's just a platform. I give people a communication. I don't provide news. They can just publish something about something on it, but I'm not a news anchor, for example. What do you think about that?
I think it's not correct what he's saying, because I think Facebook is trying to avoid regulation, so they don't want to be defined as a news platform or a media company even. They want to be a tech company, because then they can do whatever they want as just a platform and say, okay, whatever goes on here is not my responsibility. Of course, this changed a little bit after the Cambridge Analytica scandal. So they have taken more responsibility, tried to make more algorithms to avoid fake news, for example, but in terms of being really responsible, we are not there at all, because Zuckerberg and Facebook, they are trying to avoid the responsibilities of being a provider of the media and news. And so, for example, the idea of public interest. What do the public need? This is something that's central in the debate in the Nordic media welfare state and in the media regulation in many countries. And what is typical of the Nordic region is that the regulation is done in collaboration with the companies. So the government often have meetings with the private newspapers, television stations, online platform providers, or not platform providers, that's wrong, but okay, online news providers in Norway. So they have meetings with them, say, okay, what do you need, what kind of blah blah blah, what kind of regulations do you think work, what should we do better, and just evaluate. And then they invited Netflix to have a meeting, because they wanted Netflix also to be a responsible player in the market, relating to not be a public service, of course, but to have some public interest responsibility. Maybe produce something in Norwegian language to make sure that we are not just losing our language.
To adapt a little bit to the Norwegian culture.
Exactly, and to bring something back. And then Netflix didn't even show up to the meeting with the government, because they think that it's not worth it, because they are not following the rules of Norway or the Nordic region, because they are ignorant. And also Facebook, of course, are operating regulated from the US rules and liberated from some of the European regulations. And so I know European Union also is thinking about how to secure European media producers, movies, TV series. This is very, very important, and public service broadcasters is a part of that. They're doing lobbying and working together with the European Union, governments across Europe, and of course how to put pressure on also the American players, so that they're not just pulling out their content and eating up all the local initiatives.
And because of the smartphones, Facebook and social media, there is our publishing of news become more fast. And as journalists, we now need to put facts online 5 minutes after they happen. So, but that decreases like quality. What do you think is more important? Take more time to think and fact check and put quality online, or just be up to date and go with the flow a little?
I think that's the main dilemma for many news journalists and for the Norwegian public service broadcaster. They used to be quite slow in getting their news out, because they wanted to fact check, double check, and also to have all their professional experts on on the air, and it's a kind of a big production sometimes to make at least television, and also to make a good story online. It takes some time, so they wanted to change that, so they have made a new rule that says we should be on the air live within 20. Or was it 20 minutes or it's really. Yeah, I should know. I don't really remember, but they have shortened the time frame that they should be on air. So now they want to be quicker, and many also journalists in the Norwegian tabloid newspapers. They also have, of course, web television, and they put on the camera and start airing live or putting live data on their. Coverage, even though they don't know anything. They just said, we have a news about this, more to come. And then so we are live, and then they fill in the story.
With updates.
Updates, so they want to be first with the headline, but they don't know nothing. And it's the same thing, they're trying also in the public service broadcaster to be more, to just put a reporter there and say, well, something is going on. So they are trying to be faster, but they do not want to be fast at the cost of accuracy. Because also we see with Twitter, some news are distributed on Twitter without fact-checking, and that's really because of the fastness of the spreading. It could be disastrous or making people scared when it's no reason to be scared, or opposite. So, of course, this is something that needs to be negotiated in every case. If it depends on what kind of story it is, but if there's a car crash or an accident, you will put it on quick, and it's important. And if there's something going on, then maybe it's the competition.
So in a kind of case, in a kind of specific case, you need to find a correct balance between the fastness and the quality.
Yes,
of the
and
story.
you should never just try to be the first, because I think you can never win that battle, because there will always be some eyewitness or some people on Twitter writing. Of course, I read about Prince is dead. He was my favorite musician when I grew up, and he died a few years ago, and I was like, what, Prince is dead? And it was like, is it true? And I didn't really know, because rumors about famous people dead is something that we heard. We also had the news, MTB, the guy who was presenting yesterday from Norway about artificial intelligence in the newsroom. His company, NTB, they published news about the king is dead, Arne King, and he's not dead. But they had made the story ready to be published when he's dead,
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
So that's what they do. So they had everything about blah 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 blah. But then it was some you just put on the wrong button. There was some person who did it. Of course, I don't know who did it, but it was put online, so it was a scandal. And soon after, Ocko denied, no, he's not dead, but he was sick at the time, so it was some rumors but it was just brief moment, a window there where it was just a scandal. But otherwise, it's like with the case of Prince. Then I texted one of my friends, he's a music journalist in Norway. Is it really true that Prince is dead? And he said, oh yes, I'm so sad, it's true. So then, okay. So you, and it's of course, I didn't want to believe it that time, or at least, but sometimes putting it, you need to verification through different sources. So as a citizen, we seek the most respected sources are maybe those who wait